we'll get the starting lineups for Eden Prairie. Sam Showalter for the second straight day gets the start in goal for Eden Prairie. On defense, Dylan Vornwald wearing number 2. Ryan Caring wearing number 5, his defense partner. Yes, in a losing effort, but still a terrific game last night as Benilde comes into the record. It's my name. Glad to have the call of both of these games today. Benilde will work from left to right as we call the first, obviously 3, and a save percentage 87.5%. Both these teams looking for bounce backs. It was not scheduled this way, but the two teams that lost play the first game, and the two teams that 8 of their top 10 point getters also graduated. For the record, the only team that beat Eden Prairie last season was Edina. It took them a little tentative here at the start, but both, of course, having played last night. Little of that is to be expected, and we'll take a face-off to loose in front, followed by Sarsland scores! Kristen Sarsland, and the Eden Prairie bench is saying that the play was offside, and I think they have a beef, but Sarsland scores, and it's tied at 1. Kristen Sarsland's first goal. Here's a race for it. Stansberry going after it, headed off there. And now here comes Benilde back. Gavin Reed over the line to the right. Yakish centers it, and nothing doing there. Marshall and Stewart getting assists for Benilde on Sarsland's goal. By Marshall has played into the Red Knights zone to the near side. They try to come up the wall, and Block is there to hold for the time being. And now Benilde plays it out to center ice. Grant Daler plays it back in. Puck skittering to Sarsland, and here he comes over the line, and Sarsland is stood up by Daler. Lost the puck, but Benilde controls the carom, and now we'll set up again. Mason Stenger banks it off the wall behind the net, lost possession. Eden Prairie in a turnover, centering pass. They try to find Luloff, and that didn't connect. Here comes Benilde back, 3-on-2. Over the line, Drew Stewart leaves a drop pass, and a shot by Marshall goes wide. Now a centering pass comes up the slot. Lervik throws one across to Marshall, and that's deflected neatly there by Andor. Check that by Luloff, and it's controlled by the Red Knights. Stenger plays it in. Was behind the net. And now over to the far wall. Eric Choi lost possession, and now behind the net, a centering pass comes up the slot, and it's controlled by the Eagles. Here's Feinberg. And he plays it in, but he can't get past Yakish, who heads him off. But carrying on is Johnson. He put it towards the front of the net, and Yakish along the far boards has it for the Knights. Ducks under a check and lifts one high in the air to center. Now Eden Prairie back over the line. Feinberg tried to center. Now Caring back to Feinberg. Goes behind the net. Dropped it back for Caring, and it was stolen away. Played to center by Gaddy for Benilde. And now Eden Prairie in control. 9:19 left in the period. Pass to the middle. And over the line, Andor is shoved off the puck. Gaddy can't clear. Shot around to the near corner, and now Benilde St. Margaret's will get possession, and they pass to center ice. That's turned away, and now here come the Eagles back. Crowley, and he can't control, but carrying on Liam Fronek, and he lost possession and turned to Gaddy. Here he comes, Gaddy with a trailer over the line, takes a shot, save made by Showalter, and we get a face-off in the Eden Prairie zone. 8:53 to go in the opening period. Face-off coming up now to the right of Sam Showalter. That's Ryan Guerin on for the Knights, and it's controlled now by Crowley, and he plays it in for Eden Prairie. Lost it. And now up the near side, Gertson. Headmans on the pass, deflects across. Choi throws a bump, and now coming in is Dobchuk to control for the Eagles. Crowley lays one ahead, and here is Liam Fronek. His shot skitters wide of the goal on the near side, and now Sarsland behind the net. Feeds the right corner for Thompson, and now here come the Knights. Guerin. Down the near wing, he draws 2 white shirts there, and finally Block takes him in against the boards. Eagles get possession on the near wall. Crowley had trouble with it. It runs to the slot, and now Eden Prairie will pick it up with Tate Block. Over the line, Block shoots right on, and a save by McElroy. Face-off coming up as we're down to 8:04 to play in the opening period. After the game, Tony Scott will speak with the Tradition Company's player of the game. We will prepare for game number 2 here in our Saturday doubleheader. Matinee hockey for you here from St. Louis Park, the rec center. It's in skates from the draw, now controlled by Yakish. And here he comes trying to split the defense, goes down, penalty coming to Eden Prairie as behind the net the puck is touched by Tate Block, and now a trip will be called. And the time of the penalty will be 9:06, the first of the game. And heading to the penalty box for Eden Prairie will be Grant Daylor. Power play for Benilde. It is their first. Obviously, first penalty of the game. They were 0 for 2 so far in the season. Only 2 penalties in the game last night against Hermantown. And Eden Prairie allowed 2 power play goals to Hill Murray last night, so they're at 50% on their penalty kill, 2 for 4. Now the Knights, Stewart down the far wing. Stewart with a full head of speed over the line, and Vornwald takes him wide. Puck runs to the left point, and Sarsland will control it. Back out at neutral ice. First 30 gone here in this power play as Tristan Sarsland turns over to the near boards. McMorrow, he rink wides one, and that's deflected on a play by Tyler Johnson. In the right corner, Vornwald goes up the wall, and it bounces to the left point, held by Sarsland. Tries to step around Johnson, can't. Feeds the puck to Stewart, though, and Benilde will set up. Marshall through a screen, shoots, and a good save by Showalter through traffic, and he makes the stop to get a stoppage. 7:06 to go in the first, and 1:13 of power play time left here for Benilde St. Margaret's. Tristan Sarsland started that rush, originally a Colorado College commit, decommitted recently. And the phrase goes, he's betting on himself here to. Now he's got the puck at the right point, feeds it over to the left, and now they close in. Here's a shot, and that goes wide from Stewart. Long carom back out to center ice. Sarsland is pursued by Luloff, and Luloff doing a nice job on him. It comes into the corner, and finally it's taken away by Marshall. Long pass to the left, and the Knights through center. Here's Stewart with speed over the line. Trailer shoots as it dribbled to McMorrow, and he put it wide of the near post, and it's played all the way down the ice. Long pass out. Eden Prairie is changing, and here's Marshall coming over the line. Benilde finishing a change as well. Marshall will ring the net with it, and it comes around to the far side, and now played behind the goal. Stewart, Marshall. 20 seconds in the power play. Marshall shoots. That goes off the defense, and the rebound is cleared by Vornwald all the way down the ice. 13 in the power play. Gavin Reed behind the net for Benilde. Tries the near side. Here comes Guerin. No, check that. Ben Thompson. Pass over to the left side. And the Knights hit the line. A drop pass. Smith pokes at it. And the Eagles clear all the way down the ice. They're at full strength now. They've killed off the penalty. 5:49 to go in the first. And here's Norris. Guerin. Feeds the near side for Gavin Reed, and over the line, that's poked back. And a nice play by the Eagles. They break out 3-on-2 if they hurry, but they're going to wind up icing the puck. And you look up and you see something that promising, and maybe the blood rushes to your head a little bit, and you forget that you got work to do to get there, and that's an icing call against Eden Prairie, and takes away a potential 3-on-1. Face off to the right of Showalter. Goes behind the net. Eagles, Vornwald in control. Spins in the left corner, keeps possession. And Vornwald lugs it to center and then backhands one toward the net. McElroy with a glove catch at head level, and we will get a face-off. 5:19 to go. Shots on goal are 7-3 for Benilde here in the first period. And here's Tyler Johnson to take the face-off for Eden Prairie against Guerin, and it's controlled now by the Red Knights. Down the far side they come. Yakish plays it in. And Caring in the left corner feeds it up the open side and out to center. Yakish over the line, leads the charge, goes wide. Yakish forced behind the net, swings around. Diagonal pass to the right. Here's a shot that goes off Johnson, taken by Gertson. Loose in the corner, under 5 minutes to play in the period now. And here's Yakish, high on the slot, fires, and right on, and a save made by Showalter. We'll get a draw here in the Eden Prairie zone to the right of the goaltender. A bit of a smaller crowd here for the start in the afternoon than last night, but still a good turnout here. Here's a shot that goes off the defense, and finally the Eagles control with 4.5 to play in the period. Diagonal pass, and out they come. Schultz hits the line, and it's offside. Face off at neutral ice. Eagles control, and it's shot into the zone by Schultz. Set up by McElroy behind the goal, and now cleared to the center ice area. Dockman feeds it ahead, too far for Norris. No icing as the puck was deflected by Block, who goes back for it, and then he pays the price. Townsend coming in to help out, and the Red Knights control in the corner. Now Townsend gets in the way and goes behind the net, comes to the near side. Thompson pinching in off the wall. To the right point it comes. Norris's shot goes off the traffic. And they try to dig it out now through Dockman. And Eden Prairie picks it up and comes to center. Townsend over the line. Luloff throws it across, and it's broken up in front. Norris back for Benilde St. Margaret's. Down the far side, they come over the line. Here's a shot and a blocker pad save there by Showalter, and he knocks it over the glass and out of play. 3:31 to go. Face-off control by Stenger, and a shot right on to Showalter. See, they changed the music. Gee whiz, I got to get after Robin on that. That's, you got, you do the YMCA, right? And then you shift to Morris Day in the time. It's kind of an awkward segue. Now out to center ice. It's picked up by Lervik and played back in for Benilde with 3:14 to go. Carrying behind the net for the Eagles. Flips one high off the glass, and that's going to be a hand pass. No, it's not. And over the line they come. Here's Andor. He takes a shot, and McElroy makes the save as he meets the boards. Now starting to see some argy-bargy going on there, and we're going to get a face-off to the left of Mason McElroy. Townsend will draw against Stewart, and Townsend wins the draw. Comes to the right point, and now flipped around behind the net, and Luloff tried to ring it around again, and now loose to the half wall on the near side. Schultz takes a hit. Luloff puts a shot towards the goal. Sticked away, and now off to the left corner, Sarsland to Marshall. Pass to the middle is tipped, but carrying on is Tristan Sarsland. Over the line. Sarsland shoots, save made, rebound is cleared away by Caring. With 2.5 minutes to go, the Eagles break out. Luloff hits the line, centers it for Townsend. That's broken up. And here comes McMorrow back. 3-on-2. Over the line, feeds the middle, gets it back. Now to the near side. Marshall again takes a shot. That's blocked by the defender. Nice play there. As it comes to the near boards, Dobchuk with that block, and it comes back into the Benilde zone with 2:08 to go in the period. And here's Yakish. Through the middle. Yakish to the right. Koski returns it in front, and now to the near boards. It's going to be picked up there by Crowley for Eden Prairie. Now, return pass for Crowley is a little bit too far for him, and it comes deep into the Benilde zone. He goes to the boards with Yakish. Crowley comes up with it, and he tried to center it, and he put it behind the net instead. Cleared there by Reed, but not out. Picked up by Earl. He tries to come in, ran into his teammate there. Now Earl on the boards will try again. Same thing. Backhanded centering pass for Crowley doesn't connect, and a follow-up shot by Earl goes off to the corner boards with 90 seconds to go in the period. It's picked up by Benilde along the wall, but they can't get it past Liam Fronek. Now to the near side, Crowley after it. Fronek in, and he sidesteps a hit from Yakish, and the puck is under Yakish. Earl with a couple of pushes and shoves trying to free it up. It comes to the left point. Dobchuk feeds it over to Choi, who takes a shot. It's deflected wide by Earl. Follow-up shot loose, and now a rebound shot to Choi. 1 minute to go in the period. Loose in front. Follow-up chance. Oh, and a shot goes wide of the goal by Earl. Good chance there from about 20 feet out in the slot. Now the puck is picked up, and here's Crowley trying to sidestep checks. He goes down. Penalty coming on Benilde, and it's going to be Eden Prairie's first power play of the game. A trip coming up, and it'll come at 16 minutes and 11 seconds of the first period. And the penalty is going to go against Brady Yakish. Eden Prairie goes to the power play for the first time. They got less than a minute to go here in the first period. Eden Prairie 0 for 5 on the power play against Hill Murray last night. Now Caring shoots, it's deflected, and he deflected it right into the chest of the goaltender McElroy as Johnson was cruising the crease area. Benilde 2 for 3 in penalty killing this year. Now played to the right corner, Thompson feeds it ahead. Here's a race for it. Marshall going down the wing. He will get there first, and he tried to drop it back. It was deflected, and they do succeed in that eventually as Sarsland feeds it over to the right. And now Adam Marshall. He's behind the goal. Townsend chases him, and now it's played to Luloff at the left point. He holds it in. Feeds it over to the right for Vornwald. Back over. Here's a drive. They score! Power play goal for Luloff, his second of this contest and second of the season. Power play goal for Eden Prairie, and they regain the lead 2-1. "16 minutes and 49 seconds, the time of that power play goal for Luloff. Wait for assists on it, but the Eagles have the advantage. And the puck down, controlled and backhanded ahead by Andor. 5 seconds to go. That'll do it for the period. Penalty, or the assists on the goal for Eden Prairie, Caring and Teddy Townsend. So we played one. Shots on goal in the period 11-9 for Benilde St. Margaret's, but the score after the first period is Eden Prairie 2, Benilde St. Margaret's 1. We will take a break for the flood here and come back with our second period. This is the 2021 Champions Cup on the Youth Hockey Hub.
Brewpub Pizza is specifically designed with the hungry in mind. It's big, it's bold, and it's outrageously delicious. Brewpub Latza Matza Pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies, topped with over a half pound of real Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. When you're looking for the ultimate pizza adventure, when you crave a really serious pizza that brings the great Brewpub experience, this is the one. Pick it up today at your favorite local grocer. Brewpub Latza Matza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time. Brewpub Pizza is specifically designed with the hungry in mind. It's big, it's bold, and it's outrageously delicious. Brewpub Latza Matza Pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies, topped with over a half pound of real Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. When you're looking for the ultimate pizza adventure, when you crave a really serious pizza that brings the great Brewpub experience, this is the one. Pick it up today at your favorite local grocer. Brewpub Latza Matza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time. Brewpub Pizza is specifically designed with the hungry in mind. It's big, it's bold, and it's outrageously delicious. Brewpub Lotta Mozza Pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies, topped with over a half pound of real Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. When you're looking for the ultimate pizza adventure, when you crave a really serious pizza that brings the great Brewpub experience, this is the one. Pick it up today at your favorite local grocer. Brewpub Lotta Mozza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time. Brewpub Pizza is specifically designed with the hungry in mind. It's big, it's bold, and it's outrageously delicious. Brewpub Lotta Mozza Pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies, topped with over a half pound of real Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. When you're looking for the ultimate pizza adventure, when you crave a really serious pizza that brings the great Brewpub experience, this is the one. Pick it up today.
Back at the St. Louis Park Rec Center for the second period. It is 2-1 Eden Prairie leading Benilde St. Margaret's. A quick summary of that first period for you. 2 goals for Jake Luloff. The first at 3:49. The second at 16:49 on the power play. Benilde St. Margaret's goal coming from Tristan Sarsland at the 4:38 mark of the opening period. 1 penalty for each team. Eden Prairie 1 for 1 on the power play. Benilde 0 for 1. Penalty boxes are empty as the second period begins. Teams attack towards their benches. And the summary here of the first period shows exactly that my statistics are correct. Always nice to get that officially verified, right? So as we start period number 2, Mason McElroy is in the goal to our right, and Sam Showalter going into the goal to our left for Eden Prairie. Not a bad period for the Eagles here as they encountered a little bit of adversity, mild in the first period. Sarsland's goal they thought was offside, and they came back and took the lead. So we'll see if Benilde has an answer here as the second period gets underway, and they control it through Sarsland. And puck played to center. McMorrow can't turn with it, and now it's played in by Feinberg. And a stick save made there, and it's underneath the goaltender, McElroy. Face-off coming up in the Benilde St. Margaret zone to the left of their sophomore goaltender. And again, Sarsland controls from the face-off. It's played around behind the net to the far side. And now played out to center, picked up there by Vornwald and rink-wide and right back in. Thompson tracks it down. Sarsland on the near side, too strong for him, but comes in front, and it's picked up now by Yakish. And a pass to the right is too far for McMorrow, and that's an icing call on the Red Knights. So a couple of stoppages here in the opening half minute or so of period number 2. Second game coming up, scheduled to start at 2:30. I have my doubts, but that's Hill Murray and Hermantown. Now a shot right on from the face-off by Dobchuk and a save made. Will Peterson will join me for the Hermantown game as he did last night. We may even have a special guest during that game. We're certainly hopeful, so we'll see how that works out. Now a pass to the point held in by Choi. He takes a shot, and it's deflected by Luloff wide. He's looking for a hat trick here in the second period. Luloff has both of Eden Prairie's goals. Comes up the slot, and a pass down the wing, and here they come. Risto over the line, closes in, fires, a save made by Showalter. Puck came off him, and his defense there to clear the rebound. Now a chance and a shot by Yakish, and that's saved by Showalter. We're going to get a penalty on the Eagles here, and Townsend threw a hit in against the boards, and then Ben Norris came in and hit Townsend. And we'll see what's called here. 1:10 of the second period. Townsend heading to the penalty box for Eden Prairie. And a cross check is the call. And that's the only infraction that's whistled, and it'll be a second power play for Benilde St. Margaret's. Looking to get this game tied up here early in the second period. And it's controlled by Sarsland from the faceoff, feeds it over, and there's a drive that goes wide by Gaddy. And now here it's controlled again by Sarsland, feeds over to the right side. And now a centering pass comes all the way through. Check that it was Marshall, 9 instead of 8, and now comes out to center ice, and Sarsland in control for Benilde. Over the line. Sarsland goes behind the net, now looking to come out the far side, and then reverses. And Benilde looking for space. This is McMorrow feeding it and getting it back. Now Sarsland goes beside the net. That's Yakish. Sarsland missed wide of the near post, controlled by Benilde on the rebound. Yakish, goal line extended, feeds the hash mark to Stewart. Now up to the top of the slot. Sarsland feeds the right side, and that is whistled right on. And a save made by Showalter with 14:55 to go. As Adam Marshall, 2 goals in the first 2 games, made his bid to get this one tied up. 1:05 in the power play. And the face-off coming up to the left of Sam Showalter. Eden Prairie controls from the face-off. Choi plays it around to the near side. Dobchuk in the corner trying to play it forward. Tyler Johnson in to help. And there's 2 red shirts, now 3 against 1 white. and it's dug out by McMorrow. He goes behind the net, banks it off the wall to Sarsland. High in the slot, back over to Marshall. Rink wide near side, Yakish. Now Sarsland, Yakish shoots, saved by Showalter. Rebound chance, and that is knocked out of play. Marshall took the shot, might have caught a piece of the goalpost. Might have heard a little ping there, but we're going to get a face-off in the Eden Prairie zone to the left of Showalter. 34 seconds remaining in the power play for the Red Knights. Comes up the slot, and here's a drive by Thompson that goes wide. And Vormwald throws a hit. Can't win the puck, though, and Benilde keeps control. Here's Reed high in the slot. Gavin Reed feeding over to the right point. They close in, and then losing it between his feet is Norris. He gets it back. Norris being harassed there, and nearly a break for Feinberg. Puck comes up the slot. It's poked away. Now loose in the slot, controlled by Gaddy. 7 seconds in the power play. He is taken out by Caring behind the net. Now Risto for Benilde St. Margaret's. As the penalty expires, they've killed it off. Here's a drive and a stick save by Showalter on Thompson. And now behind the goal, Caring feeds it, and he can't ring it around the boards. Now back behind the goal, an Eden Prairie player falls going after it, as does the referee. And now here's a drive, and they score from the right point. Gavin Reed blows one home, and we're tied up at 2. Gavin Reed's first goal of the season for Benilde. Gavin Reed at 3:25. And we are even Steven, 2 apiece. 17th shot for Benilde St. Margaret's, their second goal. Now Sarsland controls from the face-off for Benilde St. Margaret's. Up the near side, Marshall. He rink wides one, and it's going to be picked up there. It's got the announcement on the goal. Norris and Risto get assists on the goal from Reed. Even strength at 3:25, and we're even at 2. Play is in the Eden Prairie zone to the right. And now here's Sarsland closing. He shoots, didn't miss by much there. Comes to the right point. Thompson crashing in from the hash mark, plays it behind the goal. Marshall centers. It's loose in front, and now cleared between the point men all the way back into the Benilde St. Margaret zone, and that will be icing on Eden Prairie. 12:49 remaining now in the second period of play, Here at the St. Louis Park Rec Center as we play the second day of the Champions Cup 2021. This is the first game of the day to face off. Everything else is a lot of matinees going on around the state, but this was the earliest. And now out to center, here come the Eagles. Townsend to Schultz, trying to feed Townsend again, and it comes to the near side. Schultz now will lay it down behind the goal, and Eden Prairie picks it up. Luloff in the corner goes back behind, and Townsend has to take the long way around and won't get there. Now it's played past Choi and all the way down the ice, and that's icing on Benilde St. Margaret's. 12:27 to go. Take a look at what else is going on today. Holy Angels plays Woodbury. That game at 2 o'clock. Woodbury off to a 2-1 start this season. Warroad and Bemidji at 2. Duluth East comes down to play Wayzata. Now here's loose puck from the faceoff and cleared. And Choi from the right point. That shot is deflected over the netting and out of play. Cloquet Esco Carleton coming south to play Bloomington Jefferson. The game at 3 o'clock at the Bloomington Ice Garden. Duluth Denfeld lost to Gentry Academy, the defending champs, 9-2 last night. The Hunters highly regarded, and they will take on Eastridge this afternoon. Forest Lake and Grand Rapids up at the IRA. Now controlled and rink wided to center. Dobchuk for Eden Prairie. Choi now draws pressure. Townsend in to help. Choi has to come back for it. Goes up the wall. Here's a shot and a save made by Showalter as Gavin Reed again tried to slip one through. And we're going to get a face-off to the right of the Eden Prairie goal. 11:59 left. Just another Saturday in the state of hockey. Blaine and Maple Grove playing at 3 o'clock at the Maple Grove Community Center. Of course, that's a rivalry. Thief River Falls and Totino Grace going at it today. Lakeville North is at Moorhead. That should be a good one. White Bear Lake plays Edina at Braemar. That is the night game at 8 o'clock this evening. Face-off coming up to the right of Showalter. And now it's poked behind the net. Going after it there is Daler for Eden Prairie. He is getting a rough ride from Dockman. Now the puck up the wall. And again, Daler feeds the right point, and a shot goes wide to the far post. Now here's Earl. And he plays it ahead, back into the Eden Prairie zone. And a chance there for a steal. Yakish kept his head, though, and got it over to Gavin Reed. Shot all the way down the ice, though, by the Red Knights, and we get an icing call. We're down to 11:33 to go. Kind of a herky-jerky second period here. Stops and starts, and we'll get a draw back in the Benilde St. Margaret zone. First line out for Benilde, so Stewart's line and Tyler Johnson's line matches for Eden Prairie. Clean face-off win for Johnson. Shot over the top. And now they play it through to the far side, and now here is Caring at the left point, playing it down behind the net. A centering pass comes up the slot, and Marshall picks it off. Good idea from Andor. Now here come the Red Knights in. Played off into the left corner. Ben Thompson and Caring go to the boards as the Fives meet head on head. Now behind the goal, looking for space. Dockman. Sarsland feeding it over to the right point, and Thompson swings it around behind as Benilde looking for space and trying to break that perimeter here. Now controls in the high slot. Stewart tries to play it down behind the goal, and here's McMorrow throwing it across, and he got his own rebound, plays it down to the corner, and Caring playing it ahead for Eden Prairie, can't get it out, and Thompson holds it in, fanned on a shot, and finally Eden Prairie does clear the zone. Now Feinberg throwing a hit on Sarsland, and it's picked up by Johnson and played back into the Benilde St. Margaret zone. Caring at his blue line. Saucer pass there for Feinberg, and he comes into the zone. Feinberg gets bouncing on him, pokes it towards the front of the net, and the goaltender McElroy has to come out before Andor can get there. Here's a drive right on, and a save made by McElroy, and they clear it all the way back into the Eden Prairie zone. And Luloff going back for it. 10-10 to go in the second period. Jake Luloff waits for the pressure to come to him in the form of Gertson and feeds it ahead, and out to center, Sarsland. Back over to Yakish for Benilde. Now a pass on the near side is too far for Aiden Wallstrom, and that's icing on the Red Knights. Shots are 19-11 now for Benilde St. Margaret's. So they have outshot Eden Prairie 8-2 here in the second period, and they have the only goal. That was through Gavin Reed. They got this game tied up at 2. Choi from the faceoff. Cross for Dobchuk. Puts it towards the net, picked out of the air by a Benilde defender. And now a long pass ahead as they tried to spring Gertson. And Eden Prairie breaks that up. Here's Choi. Over the line they come. Townsend takes a shot, tried to set up a screen there, nothing doing. And here's Gertson. And the Knights back 3 against 3. Broken up by Dobchuk. They have to clear the zone. Finally they do, and it's played in rink wide. Choi after it. Benilde is changing. And Choi steps up and plays to center ice. Turned back by Yakish over the line and out to center. Eden Prairie. Here's Townsend down the left. Townsend trying to get by Yakish, and he couldn't. It's played by Yakish to steer him into the boards. It's picked up now by Dockman in the right corner. And here comes Benilde. Dockman through center. Picked up there by Stansberry and kept the puck. Dockman, sharp angle shot, save made, and the referee lost sight of it. The puck was not frozen, but the referee lost sight and blew the whistle. So a face-off with 8:55 to go in the second period. Coming up in the Eden Prairie zone as we get to the halfway point of the second period coming up. Dockman on the face-off against Wyatt Smith, and it's controlled by the Red Knights on the near side. Stenger trying to hold it there. Now Block helping out, lost possession. Stenger goes behind the net, and Daler is on him like a cheap suit, and now it comes to the near side and out to the blue line. Stansberry can't clear, and now it does finally come out to center, and Benilde St. Margaret's will reset. Stenger, long pass is going to go the length. And that'll be an icing call against Benilde with 8:25 to go in the second period of play. Get ready for Hermantown and Hill Murray in our second game. Close out the Champions Cup for this season. Now Vormwald feeds it over to the left. And they'll try to take it in deep. It's Caring. Playing behind the net. Now he gets to it, and then he's pinned to the boards by Sarsland. Dockman plays it ahead. And now out to center. Vormwald stopping Marshall. Now they come in, a centering pass and a chance in deep. Oh, and a chance for Stewart. And it dribbled off his stick blade. Here come the Eagles back. Andor heading towards the net. Sarsland rides him down. The puck loose in front. And a scramble that goes off to the left boards. And Choi picks it up. And we're going to get a whistle. And a face-off coming as the net came off. And I'm surprised that didn't happen sooner with the scramble around the Eden Prairie goal. 7:44 to go in period number 2. 2-all draw. Fronek on for the face-off for Eden Prairie. Now we have discussion with the officials here at the scorer's table. It's turning into rather a long conversation here. I have no idea what this is about. But eventually we're going to get the players off the bench and probably skating here. To this delay goes on too much longer. Now we're having a discussion of the Eden Prairie bench. And the end result is going to be right where we left it. So, no earthly idea. Now from the face-off, it's controlled by Eden Prairie out to center ice. Vormwald. Now played back into the Eagle zone, 7:35 to go. And Andor sidesteps a check, but was dispossessed in so doing. And now Caring feeds it into the Benilde zone. Reed banks it off the wall. Marshall into the middle in a one-touch pass. McMorrow drops it back. And now here they come again. Marshall over the line. Sharp angle shot. Saves Showalter hugging the post. Rebound to the right point. They clear it, but not out. And a shot that hit the crossbar from Yakish. Now comes down to the near circle, and Reed plays it beside the net. Benilde buzzing here, and a pass to an open side. Comes out to center, and here's a race for it. And it's controlled by Yakish. Attempted sweep check by Feinberg comes to nothing, and now back into the Eden Prairie zone. The puck comes with 6:53 to go. Eden Prairie defender Vormwald fell. Bench wanted a penalty there. Now it comes to the far side, and it runs to the middle. Here's Andor for Eden Prairie. Through center, and he shoots it ahead. Played down with a glove by Reed. And now controlled by Marshall, waiting for teammates. Feeds the right side, looking for Stewart. Has him. Sharp angle shot, stick save. Rebound is cleared by Caring, but not out. Loose to the wall, and now Benilde controlling play here on this shift. Puck comes to the right point, and A.J. Pauley fans on it. Comes out to center, and Thompson has it. Near side for Sarsland. Over the line. Lost possession, long pass for Eden Prairie, and it's a breakaway. Closing in is Crowley, and he is stopped by McElroy and pays the price as he runs headlong into the inboards. Now here comes Benilde back, and over the line, a poke check there, knocks the puck off the stick of Caleb Koski and out to center. Nice play by Tate Block, and now here they come over the line. A weak shot right on goal from Pauley, and we're going to get a face-off as the goaltender Showalter gets the stoppage. 5:48 now in period number 2 and a 2-2 tie. Guerin will face off against Townsend, and the draw won by the Eagles. Here's Block behind the goal. He draws a crowd. Now feeds the left side, Eden Prairie out to center ice. Schultz unable to control cleanly, but now the puck came off his skate, and the Red Knights able to clear, but then they lose it. 2-on-1 down low. Shot by Townsend, and a save made by McElroy. Now off to the far wall. Townsend trying to win it back for Eden Prairie. Plays it beside the net. Here's a shot and a save by McElroy on Schultz. Eden Prairie putting on pressure. Daylor shoots, and that goes off the traffic and wide. Now to the far boards. Eden Prairie gives up possession, and it's picked up and played ahead by Yakish. He goes down. Here's another chance for Townsend. Throws it across, and Townsend on the end wall can't get the rebound from Norris. Now it comes out to center ice, and Eden Prairie forcing 2 offensive zone turnovers, and there's a big shoulder thrown by Luloff. Played into the Benilde St. Margaret zone, and Yakish back in the left corner as Eden Prairie did everything but score on that shift. Puck comes out to center ice, and turned back by Stansberry into the Benilde St. Margaret zone with under 5 minutes left now. Played ahead by Daylor, and he whistles one right into the Benilde bench, and we're going to stoppage. Face-off coming up with 4 minutes and 36 seconds to go in the second period. Mason McElroy in his season debut, 12 saves on 14 shots for Benilde. Showalter, 21 saves on 23 shots for Eden Prairie. Now a pass to the near side is picked up by Stansberry. He goes down on a high hit from Stenger, and the Benilde fans love it. Comes to the left wall, and Dobchuk. Puck comes out to center. Choi. And Eden Prairie is able to play it on out to center ice. And now a hit thrown against Stenger by Parker Schultz. Now over to the left boards. Eden Prairie trying to dig it out. And Schultz plays it down behind the net. Stenger in the left corner, flips one high in the air and out to center. Choi lets it bounce to Dobchuk, and he plays it back in from his own side of center, and that's icing on Eden Prairie with 3:51 to go in period number 2. We'll take it all the way back in the Eden Prairie zone to the right of Sam Showalter for the faceoff. Here's Sarsland from the draw. Near side, Stewart puts it in the slot, poked away, and out to center is Schultz. Makes him clear the zone. Now Sarsland banks it off the wall, and it's Stewart to Marshall. Rink wide pass to center ice, and that's back to the Eden Prairie line. They play catch with it there as Andor plays it ahead and into the zone right onto McElroy. Benilde tries the middle breakout, and that's going to be an icing call as well. So back we go with 3:19 left. Eden Prairie only 5 shots on goal here in the second period. Benilde with 12. And the only goal. Face-off controlled by the Knights. Comes to the near side, and Yakish. Cleared, Ben Caring holds it in. Now the shot floats onto the goaltender, and McElroy makes the save. I don't think it was on goal, but he gets the stoppage anyway. Face-off controlled by Benilde. And over the line they come. Here's Marshall in deep, looking to center, and that's blocked. Comes off to the near boards. Played down into the corner, and now we get a hit thrown there on Schultz. Now we're going to get a penalty on Yakish. It was after the hit, and Yakish gave him a little shot with the arm, and he's going to take a penalty for it. Time of the penalty is 14 minutes and 8 seconds. Yakish roughing. Second power play for Eden Prairie. They scored on their first one as they try to snap this 2-2 tie late in the second period. Now played up the middle and all the way down the ice to start the power play. And Caring goes back for it. Caring over the line. Sharp angle, and it's deflected behind the net. Picked up there and cleared by Thompson. All the way down the ice, and Eden Prairie will have to go back for it. And here is Luloff. 90 seconds in the power play. Luloff down the left, and over the line he comes with some speed. Johnson breaking for the net. He can't get it to him. Luloff in the corner. He will lose possession. The puck is picked up and cleared on out to center where Caring has it. Drops it back in his zone. And Feinberg left it there, and here's a chance for McMorrow. And my goodness, check that. Guerin comes out to center, and Eden Prairie lost track of the puck there. And here comes Feinberg over the line. Leaves a drop pass. Johnson now along the half wall. Eden Prairie in control. Townsend to the high slot. Caring back over to Townsend. Goes beside the net. Johnson looks to center, and it's picked off there by Marshall and cleared. And Vornwald has to hustle back for it as he is pursued there by Stewart. 38 seconds in the power play. Eden Prairie back, and here's Andor over the line. Schultz on his left. Cuts to the slot. Andor tried to go over to Schultz, and now along the boards he has it. Back to Andor. Closing in, top of the circle. Toe drag, shoots, missed the net wide to the far side. 20 seconds to go. Another penalty coming on Benilde. And now it's played beside the net. Centering pass, puck is touched, and now the penalty will be called, and it's going to be a 5-on-3 for 17 seconds. And heading to the penalty box is Adam Marshall. Time of the penalty is 15 minutes and 51 seconds. And I believe roughing is the call, but I'm not sure. Eden Prairie is taking its time out now with 1:09 to go in the second period to talk things over as they get an opportunity here with an offensive zone faceoff and a two-man advantage. But Marshall takes a penalty for Benilde. And the teams will talk it over. Looking ahead for these two teams, Eden Prairie, their next game is at home against Blake next Thursday. Then on Saturday, they go up to the Heritage Center and take on Duluth East. And then they are at Elk River on the 16th. It's part of the Edina Classic there. Play Elk River, Grand Rapids, and then the host team, Edina, on Saturday. They are also in the Hockey for Life Classic, so it means we'll see them again on Youth Hockey Hub on 3 straight days. St. Thomas Academy on the 28th, Chaska on the 29th, and Totino Grace on the 30th. So lots of Eden Prairie to come here. Benilde playing a spate of early tough games at Wayzata next Wednesday, home against Moorhead, at Cretin on the 16th. Here's the 5-on-3 starting. Vormwald high in the slot, waiting, and he topped his pass. Gets it back with 7 seconds to go. Vormwald fires off the traffic and wide. And one penalty is over. It's 5-on-4 for 50 seconds. Vormwald to the near side. Here's a drive that goes wide on a chance there for Caring. Now a shot right on and a save made by McElroy. The puck comes to the left side to Vormwald. High in the slot, feeds the circle there. Here's a shot by Andor, and it's right on. The rebound poke to Stewart, trying to clear it. Stewart gets it, and finally he does clear it with 30 seconds to go in the period. And Eden Prairie will chase it down with less than 30 seconds to go. This power play would, of course, carry over to the third period. Now Andor through center, 17 in the period, and he rings it around the net to the far side, looking there for Luloff on the boards. He is taken in against the wall by Yakish. And now Vormwald with 8 seconds to go feeds the middle pass to the right. And here's Caring with 3 seconds to go. Somebody shoot it. Now they do shoot it, and the save is made by McElroy at the very last moment. 0.3 of a second remaining in the second period as the puck finally winds up on the stick of Dylan Vormwald. And they'll have just enough time to drop the puck here. And then we'll go to the dressing room. And there it is. That's the end of the second period. 51 seconds of power play as the third begins. Eden Prairie winds up with 8 shots on goal in the second period for a total of 17. Benilde 12 for a 2-period total of 23. And that is where we stand after 2 periods of play here from the St. Louis Park Rec Center. We'll take a break and come back with our third period next, the 2021 Holiday Champions Cup. I keep forgetting there we go. They're starting to run together. The Champions Cup brought to you by the Tradition Companies on the Youth Hockey Hub.
Favorite local grocer. Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza. The ingredients for a great time. Brew Pub Pizza is specifically designed with the hungry in mind. It's big, it's bold, and it's outrageously delicious. Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies, topped with over a half-pound of real Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. When you're looking for the ultimate pizza adventure, when you crave a really serious pizza that brings the great Brew Pub experience, this is the one. Pick it up today at your favorite local grocer. Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time. Brewpub Pizza is specifically designed with the hungry in mind. It's big, it's bold, and it's outrageously delicious. Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies, topped with over a half-pound of real Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. When you're looking for the ultimate pizza adventure, when you crave a really serious pizza that brings the great Brewpub experience, this is the one. Pick it up today at your favorite local grocer. Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizza, the ingredients for a great time. Brewpub Pizza is specifically designed with the hungry in mind. It's big, it's bold, and it's outrageously delicious. Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies, topped with over a half-pound of real Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. When you're looking for the ultimate pizza adventure, when you crave a really serious pizza that brings the great Brewpub experience, this is the one. Pick it up today at your favorite local grocer. Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
Back at the St. Louis Park Rec Center, ready for the third period. Eden Prairie and Benilde St. Margaret's locked up in a 2-2 tie. 51 seconds of power play for Eden Prairie as the third period begins. That's the time remaining in Marshall's roughing penalty. Shots on goal are 23-17. 45 face-offs in the game, and they split them as close to down the middle as you can. 23-22 is Eden Prairie on the day. Townsend their best, 11-7. Drew Stewart 9-10 for Benilde, which has had 40 attempts through 2 periods. Eden Prairie's at 30. 1 goal post, 7 blocked, and 9 off target for the Red Knights as the third period is underway. And it is controlled by Eden Prairie. Jeff Pappas with you with a call. And we'll have Hermantown and Eden Prairie coming up right after this at about 3-ish. As the Eagles try to set up shop behind the net. Johnson there, and he lets Luloff help him out. Now Luloff goes down underneath Sarsland, and they're tangled getting back up. And now it comes to the right point, held in there by Caring. He takes a shot, and that's deflected wide and went off Johnson to the near boards. And out to center, here comes McMorrow for Benilde. He's tied up from behind by Johnson over the line. He keeps the puck, though. 10 seconds to go in the penalty, and he will head back out to center and drop it into his zone, and that'll kill off the remaining seconds on Marshall's penalty as it's played all the way back into the Eden Prairie zone. And Benilde St. Margaret's at full strength. And here comes Eden Prairie. And it's carrying over the line. He keeps the puck into the corner. He goes, and he's taken in against the wall by Yakish. Centering pass is picked off, and Reed behind the net, the man of the moment for Benilde, as he has the tying goal in this game. Now controlled by Yakish, clears around on the near boards for Norris on the near side. Ben Norris plays it out to center, and now slips a pass through and a breakaway and a shot over the top from Risto. Good chance there for Benilde to break this tie. Here's Smith back for Eden Prairie, trying to leave a drop pass, and that's picked off by Dockman. Now the puck is shot wide to the left of the goal and behind the net where the Red Knights gain possession. Cleared off to the far side, and Risto had a clean break. Choi plays it back in with a man trapped. Eden Prairie has to clear, and they do. Now to the near side, here's Yakish. Through center, and he plays it on in. Showalter sets it up behind the goal, or tried to. Now a centering pass comes all the way through. Here's Marshall in the left circle as the goalie sees it. Marshall now, sharp angled shot. Showalter with a save, and he makes the play to get a stoppage. 14:56 left in the third. And a 2-2 tie. This game certainly played, at least from a Benilde standpoint, at a slower pace than last night's game against Hermantown. It's been more deliberate. That game was just frantic in every way last night as the puck comes to Ryan Andor for Eden Prairie. And a pass too far for Johnson, backtracking Thompson. Rick Wide's in his zone. And Benilde in control of the near side. Here's McMorrow, and he leaves it back for Ben Thompson. 2 assists in the 2 games so far this year. And here's Stewart over the line. Spinorama. And Vornwald was having none of it. He goes back behind the net and then hooks him. And puck comes to the near circle, and a chance for Eden Prairie. And a nice play there by Caring to block that centering pass. Comes to the left point. Sarsland spinning there to get around the Eden Prairie checker Feinberg. And now trouble in the defensive zone. The puck is stolen away by Stewart, and he comes to the left edge, and finally Eden Prairie gains possession again. Here's Johnson. Played right to the blue line and then shot back in. Eden Prairie still trying to get out of its zone. Benilde trying to finish a change, and they will do so with the puck in the offensive zone. Now a giveaway in front of the net, and a shot goes off the goaltender from Guerin. Now cleared all the way down the ice, and Eden Prairie could use a stoppage here, and they get one with 13:43 to play in the third period. A little bit of ragged play from Eden Prairie in their own zone there. But no damage done from their point of view as the face-off now comes to the right of Sam Showalter. And the puck is picked up there by Earl from the draw. He sends Crowley away, and over the line, Crowley plays it in deep. Comes to the top of the slot, and a turn and shoot there by Earl. He put it on goal, and McElroy sticks it off to the left boards. Eagles get it, and there's another stick save by McElroy from Connor Crowley, and it goes over the glass and on a play. 13:23 left. Face-off coming up to the left of Mason McElroy. Clean win for the Eagles. Block. Can't see the net. Plays it down to the near corner. Schultz goes beside the goal. Luloff. Schultz, and it goes off, and now we have Luloff down behind the net. His helmet is knocked off. The net is knocked off as well, I think. And to make matters worse for Eden Prairie, the faceoff's coming outside. Eden Prairie is making a change here now. And they will put Andor's line out there against Dockman, and from the draw, it's played back into the Benilde zone. Sarsland over to Guerin, and now it's cleared all the way down the ice, and that will not be icing as it goes back behind the net, controlled by Dockman along the near wall, and now Eden Prairie will gain, and here they come. Johnson is rubbed out along the boards by Thompson, and that's going to be penalized. And interference, I think, the call here. You bet, at 4:09 of period number 3. And Eden Prairie will go back to the power play. Penalty is on Thompson. Four minutes and 9 seconds. Fourth power play for Eden Prairie as they try to snap this tie in the third period. Now runs towards the high slot. Caring picks it up. One-timer blazed wide of the near post by Feinberg. And the Caring picked up by Koski. He plays it ahead. And now into the neutral ice area. Benilde controlling. Now a flip will come all the way down the ice. And Eden Prairie will have to set up. Eden Prairie on the power play, 1 for 3 so far today. Caring leaves it. Townsend feeds the right. And they're offside as Luloff was in too early. On the left, and we'll get a draw neutral. 1:18 left on the power play, 12:09 in the third. Face-off controlled by Sarsland, and he backhands one ahead. Dobchuk over to Vornwald for Eden Prairie, and he'll play it into the zone. Goaltender watches it go to the far side, and now Stansberry lost it, and it's cleared all the way down the ice. Vornwald. Now down the far side, Eden Prairie's Andor lugs it to center ice and plays it on in. It rings the boards. Schultz going after it behind the net, but Lervik gets there first. Now it's cleared out to neutral ice and past Morenwald all the way back into the Eden Prairie zone deep. 40 seconds still of power play remaining. Morenwald backhands it, and it's picked up by Sarsland and cleared. And now the Knights will carry it in. Guerin trying to cut to the slot and get through two white shirts and can't. Now loose along the wall and dump back into the corner with 20 seconds of power play remaining. A good kill here for Benilde St. Margaret's as Stansberry feeds the left, and stepping ahead is Schultz over the line, and that's cleared all the way back. 10 seconds on the power play, so Benilde with a solid penalty kill here. Dobchuk feeds to the right, and Eden Prairie will start up. Played ahead by Andor, rink wide as they change, and the penalty is over on Thompson, and now with 10:48 to go, the Red Knights are back at full strength, and here's Yakish over the line. He left a drop. It's picked off by Stansberry, and here he comes over the line. Stansberry shoots, stick save McElroy off to the near boards, and Eden Prairie gains possession. Schultz plays it down low, and controlled there, rung around by Reed, On the far side, it's now Wallstrom in control. He lost it, but Guerin is there to clear, and it comes back out to center. Knights in control. A long pass ahead is picked off by Caring. Center circle, Earl. Now tipped on in by Parker Schultz, and it comes right on to the goaltender, and we'll get a face-off in the Benilde St. Margaret zone to the right of Mason McElroy. We're down to 10-12 to go. Shots here in the third period are 3-2 for Eden Prairie. 25-20 for the game for Benilde St. Margaret's. Came into the game ranked number 3 in our Youth Hockey Hub rankings in Class AA before they suffered defeat last night against Hermantown. Now here's a chance for Eden Prairie, and a shot blazed wide. Comes to the near side from Vornwald, and now loose along the wall, and it's dug out by Townsend. He centers it, and it's tipped, but right to Caring. Over to the right side, now Vornwald, back to Caring. He closes, he shoots, and that's deflected wide, loose to the slot. McMorrow blocked the original shot and also cleared to the wall, and now it comes out to center. And Vornwald having trouble with Marshall there, and it's back into the Benilde St. Margaret zone. Lervik plays it ahead. Marshall, he just shoved the Eden Prairie player right off the puck and came in. Nice play by Marshall. He turns in, he shoots, and that's blocked behind the net by Caring, but an effective play with the body. And now here comes Eden Prairie back over the line. Luloff, he takes a shot, and it's off the blocker of McElroy, and it goes over the glass and out of play. So we get a stoppage with 9:16 to go. But Adam Marshall there, it's a good use of leverage. Perfectly clean play, and went in and started a rush there after stealing the puck at neutral ice. Johnson wins the draw for Eden Prairie. Feinberg high in the slot, feeds it over to the far side. Sarsland going after it along with Johnson. Loose behind the net, and Benilde controlling. It's Block feeding it across for Eden Prairie as he held the zone. Now back behind the net, and it's controlled there by Mitchell Dockman, and now here comes Benilde St. Margaret's. Thompson hits the line. Poke check, but right back to him. Centering pass, a shot, and a point-blank save on Dockman. Good play there by Showalter, and it's cleared all the way down the ice. Icing call against the Eagles as Mitchell Dockman came in with a great chance, and Showalter stoned him, standing his ground, and we get a face-off back to the left of the Eden Prairie goal. Eagles control from the face-off, and Crowley rink wides to center. Earl chasing after it, but Sarsland gets there first, and Earl harasses him, and he goes behind the net. Now to the near side. Here's Guerin ahead to Norris. Over the line, Dockman. And he is squeezed out against the boards by Dobchuk, but keeps the puck. Centers it. Sarsland shooting, and that's saved by Showalter, and it goes off to the corner boards. Back behind the net, around to the near side. And again, Dockman, who's had an effective few minutes here for Benilde, lost possession, and Dobchuk plays it out to center. Thompson to Norris, who tips it in and heads for the bench as they change. Now Dobchuk behind the Eden Prairie goal with just over 8 minutes left. It comes in front, and a shot off the heel of the stick of Guerin. He broke his stick, and now Eden Prairie comes back over the line, and Andor holds it in on the blue line and shovels it behind the net. Going after it there is Crowley. He is taken out by Koski against the boards, and now Benilde controls it. Pass to center, gets past Caring, and is going to come all the way back in the Eden Prairie zone. Here's a race for it, and Koski gets there first and keeps the play alive. Now here's a shot through traffic, change direction on its way to the goal, and Yakish denied. Now it comes out to center, and Yakish again will flip one into the Eden Prairie zone. It's played down with a glove by Vormwald and cleared out to neutral ice. Townsend can't get it, and it comes back into the Eden Prairie zone. 7:20 left. It's set up behind the net for Caring for Eden Prairie. He is having trouble there as Koski in on the forecheck. Comes to the near boards, and players from both teams now will battle for it. It comes loose in the circle, and it's finally picked up and cleared ahead to Luloff for Eden Prairie, who then will reverse it up the wall and get it out to center ice for Thompson. Over the line he comes, guns away, and he missed wide to the far side. Now it's out towards the high slot and controlled by Benilde. Here's an off-balance shot by Marshall that goes wide. Now Stewart going behind the goal. It comes to the far side boards, and Schultz plays it ahead. Here comes Eden Prairie, 2 against 3. They're changing though, and over the line, Andor can't get through. Puck behind the net, and Benilde in control. 6.5 to go as Sarsland cut right in front of his goal and nearly paid for it. Now a steal, as Feinberg throws it in front. A chance for Johnson as he falls to his knees, and he centered it, and he couldn't get it in front of the net. Now behind the net, it gets past Sarsland on the wall, and McMorrow controlling. Sarsland goes back behind with under 6:20 to go, and a pass to center is tipped ahead by McMorrow from his own side of center, and that's icing on Benilde with 6:14 to go. So decent chances at both ends here over the last couple of moments. The last one there, Tyler Johnson trying to battle his way through as he fell to his knees trying to get a shot away. 6:14 left. Smith on the draw for Eden Prairie, and he wins it. Here's Block feeding it. Stansberry, his shot blocked and picked right out of the air nicely by Daler at the right point. And then he does it again, but he knocked it into the bench, and we'll get a stoppage and a face-off at neutral with exactly 6 minutes left in the third period in a 2-2 tie. Well, this Benilde team went all the way down to the last minute and 6 seconds last night before it had to accept the agony of defeat here. So this team's good to the last drop as it comes to center ice and over the line. Sarsland tries to cut to the slot on his backhand, comes across, takes a shot, and it went off the traffic, and here's a race for it at neutral ice, and playing it into the zone, it's offside. As a little too chaotic there for the Eagles to stay onside, and we get a face-off at neutral ice. Burns 17 seconds, so 5:43 to play. Now it's cleared to center ice and picked up there by Dobchuk and played in. Now loose on the near side. Here's Norris. He lost it, and a shot goes off the traffic in front from Tony Schultz. And now Townsend nearly stole it, and Dobchuk blasts it back in, and his teammates have to clear. 5:18 to play, and it's behind the Benilde St. Margaret's goal. Now comes to the left side, and it's picked up by Stenger, and he lost it in front of his bench as he's run into by Schultz and goes down, and he's on top of the puck. So we'll get a face-off at neutral ice with 5:07 to go. As we play towards the conclusion of this game, to see if someone's got a winner in him here. And here's Caring from the faceoff over the line for Eden Prairie. Puts a move on. Thompson goes in deep, centers it, and it came on to McElroy, and he had to knock it away behind the goal. Thompson goes after it. He's taken in against the boards by Andor. Now it's controlled by the Red Knights with under 5 minutes to play. And this is Gerton playing it to center ice. Gertson now. And the drop pass by Sarsland is intercepted, and here comes Eden Prairie back. Feinberg over the line, and he is steered wide and dropped by Thompson, who finished his check. Out to center it comes, and Ryan Caring feeds it over to the left for Vornwald, who plays it into the Benilde zone. Goaltender missed the cutoff with 4:27 left. Left corner goes to Yakish. Up the wall, Marshall over to the near side, and it's controlled by Ben Thompson, and they start a rush. Yakish having trouble there. And he is shouldered down by Feinberg. A nice play by Eden Prairie. Feinberg steps through, backhanded shot. And McElroy knocked it off to the near wall. Now in the right corner and behind the net, Yakish in control for Benilde St. Margaret's. Yakish to center. Plays it into the Eden Prairie zone. And it's controlled there by Choi in the right corner as he takes McMorrow to the boards. Now it's cleared over the boards, I should say, and into the Eden Prairie bench out of play. And a face-off with 3:50 left. Eden Prairie has used its timeout already, so they are not able to take a reset here. Face off to the right of Showalter, and it's controlled. Here's a shot that goes off the traffic and wide from Drew Stewart. Now out to center it comes, and Schultz racing after it from the red line. He plays it in. It'll ring the boards. Going after it there is Luloff, and he is taken in against the wall by Yakish. 3.5 minutes to go. A centering pass, and it's going to bounce out to center ice as Caring couldn't get it to settle down. Now Benilde brings it in over the line as McMorrow tried to center it, and it's controlled by Townsend down the left. Townsend turns the defender. He's going in, and then he is finally spun off. Staying with it there was Yakish. Nicely done there. And cleared behind the net. Yakish in control in the right corner for Benilde. Clears to the point, but not as far Actually, only as far as Caring, and it goes back behind the goal. Sarsland in the left corner, and now it's going to come off sticks. Here's Townsend in front. He shoots, and that's blocked. Comes to Caring. Top of the right circle as the goalie looks at it. Now it is cleared out to center ice, and going back for it is Townsend. 2:47 left. Benilde St. Margaret's, actually both teams changing here, and it's controlled by Caring. Rink-wide pass to Schultz on the left. He can't control it. He missed it completely, in fact, and that's going to be an icing call against Eden Prairie with 2:37 left. Well, this one's finely poised, as they would say. The English would say. That's what they say when soccer games are tied late. And we'll see if, as I mentioned, that extra ounce is in somebody here to get a winning goal. 2.5 minutes to play. Now behind the net, a centering pass, loose to the left edge, and it's steered behind the net. Johnson for Eden Prairie. Backhands it off the dasher, and it comes back into the zone, and here's a race for it as Andor careens in against the wall. Stenger had just enough to throw him off his stroke, and over the line, here comes Norris. And he leaves a drop pass. It's cleared down deep by Risto, and they'll go after it there in the near corner of the Eden Prairie zone. Just over 2 minutes left, and now Eagles clear rink wide in their zone. Now they do get it, and they'll play it down. It's played down with the glove at the left point and held in. Centering pass is tipped by Risto, but wide. Now here is Yakish closing in. He goes behind the net with the puck, and now it's controlled by Norris. Now controlled in the left circle here as Eden Prairie tries to clear, and they flip it high in the air. And the goaltender out to play it. Eden Prairie is changing and unable to. Now they do carry it in over the line. This is Risto taking a shot, and it goes wide. Now controlled by Stewart with less than 90 seconds left in the third period. And out to center it comes. And a near steal. Now cleared back behind the net. And Luloff can't get to it for Eden Prairie. Cleared up the wall, and here's a chance for Caring, and he puts it wide. Now cleared, and here come the Red Knights to center ice. Stewart up the slot, last minute of play, and Stewart is driven to the ice as he tried a backhanded pass. Comes to the right point, Thompson plays it down, and here comes Townsend back for Eden Prairie with less than a minute to play. Townsend is knocked into the wall in front of the Benilde St. Margaret's bench, and a pass up the middle is controlled by Eden Prairie and played back deep as Vornwald goes to the boards with 40 seconds to play. Left point, it comes to Sarsland up the half wall, and Benilde St. Margaret's gets it back. Sarsland shoots, he scores! Sarsland with 32 seconds left, and it is 3-2 Benilde. Snuck a shot through, first goal of the season for Tristan Sarsland, and Benilde with 32 seconds to play has the lead. It's the first time they've led. 16:28 is the time of the goal. And Eden Prairie right behind the 8 ball now with just over half a minute to play and needing a goal without the benefit of a timeout. So Showalter looking to the bench here. He's halfway. Townsend wins the draw, and now flipped ahead for Schultz. Goaltender is off with 25 seconds to play. Sarsland in his zone up the wall, and Caring can't hold it in. It comes to center, a pass to the left, and a shot at the empty net goes wide as Eden Prairie with 14 seconds to go plays it ahead, and here's Luloff laying it over the line. Andor to the high slot. He shoots. It's deflected. Schultz plays it across, or tries to. Sarsland dives to block it, and that is going to be it. And Benilde St. Margaret's late in the game wins it by a final score of 3-2. Tristan Sarsland's goal with 32 seconds to play wins it for Benilde St. Margaret's. They improved to 2-1. Eden Prairie drops to 0-2. Losing last night to Hill Murray, and now today to Benilde. This one would have to hurt. It was a goal in the last minute of the game, and it was the first time that Benilde had led all afternoon. Stewart And Marshall assisting. Actually, second goal for Sarsland, second goal of the game at 16:28. And we await the inevitable interview. I expect it's Tristan Sarsland is the player of the game, as Tony Scott is ambling out to the center circle. And it is Tristan Sarsland, named player of the game. Final shots 29-23 for Benilde. So we await Tony here. Let's go a quick summary of this contest for you. As Eden Prairie scored 2 goals in the first period, both by Jake Luloff. First at 3:49 and then at 16:49 on a power play. And Tristan Sarsland, first goal at 4:38, made it 2-1. Goal by Gavin Reed at 3:25 of the second, tied it at 2, and then Sarsland, with 32 seconds to play, wins the game for Benilde St. Margaret's. He's standing by with Tony Scott and our tradition player of the game.
Well, Tristan Sarsland, 2 goals, including a game winner in the last 30 seconds. Congratulations, Tristan, on a big win.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Tristan, you came in as a freshman here at Benilde St. Margaret's. Played. This is your 4th season.
Yeah.
What's that role like now for you?
I mean, it's great. Just trying to lead by example on the ice, show the young guys what it's about. I mean, we got a ton of skill guys out here. Just showing us, since I've been here 4 years, just showing them how to do it and keep the tradition going. Just try to keep going.
All right.
I just saw the puck go down to Stu, and I mean, Stu's incredible. So he got me the puck in the slot, and so pretty good feeling.
Team and state tournament.
I mean, this year I show up every night, especially on the big games, and just show. We got a bunch of veteran guys. Guys been here for a few 4 years, and guys how to do it, and we can go all the way. I know.
Great. Our tradition company's player of the game, Tristan Sarsland. Good luck the rest of your Tristan.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Tony, thanks very much. As Tristan Sarsland, a couple of goals today, the player of the game for Benilde St. Margaret's, and they win the game 3-2 this afternoon over Eden Prairie here in St. Louis Park. We'll take a timeout here. Excuse me, I'll cough up a lung. And warm-ups getting ready to start here. We'll start the second game right around 3 o'clock as the Hermantown Hawks get ready to meet Hill Murray. We'll have that for you coming up shortly. Jeff Pappas saying thanks for watching. We'll see you in half an hour or so here on the Youth Hockey Hub.
Brewpub Pizza is specifically designed with the hungry in mind. It's big, it's bold, and it's outrageously delicious. Brewpub Lotta Matza Pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies, topped with over a half pound of real Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. When you're looking for the ultimate pizza adventure, when you crave a really serious pizza that brings the great Brewpub experience, this is the one. Pick it up today at your favorite local grocer. Brewpub Lotta Matza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.